Students, let us continue with the MCQs of real numbers. We have part 3 for today. Here is the first question. For any integer a and 3, there exist unique integers q and r such that a is equal to 3q plus r. Then the possible values of r are. So to answer this question, let us recall what we had learned earlier. So we had learnt about Euclid's division lemma. What the Euclid's division lemma says. So we have a statement here, A is equal to BQ plus R, where R is greater than or equal to 0 and it is lesser than B, where A, B, Q, R are the dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder respectively. So the statement of Euclid's division lemma says that R should be greater than or equal to 0. It means remainder should be greater than or equal to 0 as well as it should be lesser than b, that is it should be lesser than the divisor. So let us apply the same Euclid's division lemma to the given problem. So we have given with a is equal to 3q plus r. So when we apply the Euclid's division lemma, a is equal to bq plus r, b will be equal to 3. So if you look at the condition, r should be greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, r can take the value 0, as well as r should be lesser than b. That is, our b over here is 3. R can take the values which are lesser than 3. So we have 1 and 2. Therefore, the final answer for R is 0, 1, 2. Therefore, the correct option is option D here. So let us move on to the next question. The HCF of two numbers is 23 and their LCM is 1449. If one of the number is given to us as 161, we have to find the other number. So to answer this question, let us recall the concept what we had learned about HCF and LCM of two numbers. The relation between HCF and LCM of two numbers and the two given numbers is HCF of two numbers into LCM of two numbers is equal to the product of two numbers. So first let us list out what in all are given to us. So we have given with HCF is equal to 23, LCM that is equal to 1449, and out of two numbers, one number is given to us as 161. So let us take A is equal to 161 and we can keep B as unknown. So when we apply this concept here, we can write 23 into 1449 that is equal to 161 into B. So to find the unknown B over here, we can bring 161 to the other side. This implies B is equal to 23 into 1449 divided by 161. So let us see if we can cancel them. 23 ones are 23, 7s are, and 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 40. Here 4 is not divisible by 7, so we can write 0 over here. Take complete 49, 7 sevens are 49. Therefore 207 into 1 that is equal to 207. So this implies that the other number is 207. Therefore the answer is B, 207. We have a question here. The least number that is divisible by all the numbers from 1 to 10 both inclusive is. So here they have asked us to find the least number which is divisible by all the numbers from 1 to 10. This means we have to find a number which has a factors from 1 to 10, or the number which is divisible by all the numbers 1 to 10. So here we have to find the LCM of the numbers from 1 to 10. So let us recall the concept we had learnt about this. We can find the LCM. What is LCM? Product of greatest power of each prime factor involved in the numbers. So here, rather than sitting and finding the LCM of 1 to 10 by the normal method, we can just go with the prime factorization of the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, so we'll start with 1. No need to take. We can start with 2. So 2, that is equal to 2 into 1. 3 is 3 into 1. 4 is equal to 2 into 2, that is equal to 2 square. 5, which is equal to 5 into 1. 6, that is equal to 3 into 2. 7, which is equal to 7 into 1. 8, which is equal to 2 into 2 into 2, that is equal to 2 cube. 9 is equal to 3 into 3, which is equal to 3 square, and 10, that is equal to 5 into 2. So we have a prime factorization of the numbers from 1 to 10. So now let us see how we can find the LCM of these numbers. Therefore LCM is equal to, it is a product of greatest power of each prime factor involved in the numbers. Therefore, first let us list out each prime factor which is present in the prime factorization here. We have 2, 3, then 2 is repeated here. So we can write 2 into 3, then 2 square, that is already covered, 5 into 5. 3 and 2, these are already covered, so no need to write here again. Next we have 7 into 7, then we have 2 here, that is already covered, so no need to write. Then again we have 3 square, no need to write 3. Then we have 5 into 2, this is also already covered. So total we have 4 prime numbers present here, that is 2, 3, 5 and 7. So the next we have to look at is the greatest power of each prime factor. Therefore let us look at the greatest power of each prime factor. So if you look at 2, we have 2 square, we have 2 cube. Therefore I can take 2 cube. 2 cube into, for 3 we have 3 power 1, then we have 3 power 2. So I can take 3 power 2. If you look at 5, 5 power 1 is the highest, as well as for 7, 7 power 1 is the highest. So it remains as it is. Now let us multiply and get the answer. 2 cube gives us 8. 3 square, 3 into 3, it gives us 9 into 5 into 7. So you can just multiply 8 into 9, 5 into 7. So 8 nines are 72 into 5 sevens are 35. That is equal to 70 plus 2 into 35. So this is the way to simplify the uh, given numbers, or to find the product of given numbers. Okay, this you had learned in your earlier classes, expansion of the given numbers. Just recall this from your lower class. Okay, so here when I multiply this one, it gives me 0, 5, 24. So 2450 plus 35 into 2 gives me 70. So what I did here, I multiplied 35 into 70, which gave me 2450, and 35 into 2 gave me 70. So when I add them up, I will get 2520, and this is the LCM of the numbers from 1 to 10. Therefore, the answer is answer D, 2520. So we have given here A and B are two positive integers such that A is equal to 14B, and the HCF of A and B are. So let us see how we can solve this problem. So we have given with A and B, which are the two integers. Also they have given that A is equal to 14B. A is equal to 14B. They have not said anything about B, therefore we can keep B as same. Okay, so here we have to find the HCF of A and B. So if you observe the prime factors of A and B, we can write 14 into B and B over here. This 14 can also be further simplified as 7 into 2 into B. So if you look at the prime factors of A and prime factors of B, here we have asked to find the HCF. Therefore, we have to take the common factor which is present in both the prime factorization and with the least power. So what is HCF? HCF is equal to product of smallest power of each common prime factor in the numbers. Here we have a common factor B as well as the smallest power of it is 1. Therefore, the HCF of 14B and B is B. That is answer B over here. Let us see the next question. We have the decimal expansion. We need to find the decimal expansion of 63 divided by 72 into 175. So if you observe this, we have a composite number in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So directly we can't answer for this question. We have to solve this one. Let us recall the concept which are related to this. Okay, so here if the prime factorization of the denominator of given rational number can be expressed in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m or 2 power n or 5 power n, then the decimal expansion is terminating. So first what we have to find here, first we have to find the prime factorization of the denominator. What is our denominator over here? 72 and 175. So let us first find the prime factorization of the denominator. 72. So we can continue. 2 3s are 6 and 1, 2 6 are 12, 2 1s are 2, 2 8s are 16, 2 9s are 18, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. Therefore, the prime factorization of 72, that is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. So which is equal to 2 cube into 3 square. Then we have to see the prime factorization of 175. So prime factorization of 175 is, we can go with 5 over here because we can't divide by the previous prime factors, prime numbers 2 and 3. So 5 3s are 15, 5 5s are 25, 5 7s are 35. Therefore, here the prime factorization of 175 is 5 into 5 into 7, that is equal to 5 square into 7. Now, if you observe the prime factorization of the denominator, 72 into 175, that is equal to 2 cube into 3 square into 5 square into 7. So if we observe here, according to the concept, what extra we have? We have here 3 square and 7. Therefore, we can't directly say that it is a non-terminating decimal expansion because in numerator we have a composite number. So what we have to do? We have to write the prime factorization of 63 also. What is the prime factorization of 63? 3 2s are 6, 3 1s are 3, then 3 7s are. Therefore, the prime factorization of 63, that is equal to 3 into 7, that is equal to 3 square into 7. Therefore, let us write all the prime factorization in the format, that is 63 divided by 72 into 175, that is equal to 3 square into 7 divided by 2 cube into 3 square into 5 square into 7. So here we can cancel 3 square and 3 square. Also we can cancel 7 and 7. So what is remaining? We have 1 in the numerator and in denominator we have 2 power 3 into 5 power 2. Therefore, the denominator of the given number consists of 2 power n into 5 power m. Therefore, we can say that the decimal expansion of a given rational number is terminating. Therefore, the answer is answer A. So for today, we are going to end the class. Stay tuned for more questions. Thank you.